Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between NightEnD and Matiz on Bridgehead, the Ladder Edition. On the bottom right side of Bridgehead, the Ladder Edition, we have the Romanian professional StarCraft 2 Protoss player. It is NightEnD, who's been so nice to consistently submit replays to my channel. Fantastic player, all-around nice guy. You should follow him on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and all those great places. I'll put links in the description. On the left side of Bridgehead, the Ladder Edition, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Matiz, and he is Zerg. I don't know if he's special at all, but if he's playing against NightEnD on the ladder, he's got to be pretty good. Alright, so Bridgehead really does tend to lend itself to some longer games. The bases are really far apart from each other. Your natural's like way down here. Matiz saying, suddenly so nice. What happened? They must have played before, and maybe a little bit of salt from NightEnD against Matiz, but I don't really know. NightEnD saying, I'm sarcastic. That's all it is. Lol. I have to believe that. Again, NightEnd's a really nice guy. But again, I was going to say your natural's like way down here, or possibly way down here, just really far from your main base. Third bases as well can be far away. The rush distance is really far at the same time. Look how far you have to go. You have to go down here and all the way across here and all the way down here, and then you make it. But by then, it's like 10 minutes into the game, and you can't really do much at all. So we are going Gateway Expand for NightEnD. Excellent play, and I believe we did go Hatch first. We did for Matiz, so especially on these really big maps, it just makes sense for Zerg to go Hatch first against Protoss, which is really weird. I mean, you really wouldn't see that in HOTS unless it was a super gutsy Zerg player or a really amazing Zerg player who could handle the early pressure from Protoss. But with the early worker count and how many workers you have and how much income you have, Matiz says, voice like Angel, BM like Idra. I don't know if he's talking about himself there or... Anyway, I was going to say, just with the early worker count and the advantage, you can kind of get this base up and the spawning pool and be ready for any early harassment from Protoss before anything can really come. So, Zerg players, take heart. If you're playing Protoss, go ahead and go that 15 hatch, and you should be fine. But if you lose to some crazy cheese, do not blame me, Falcon Paladin. I'm just trying to do what's best for you and make you happy and all that great stuff. A third base now coming up for Matiz as well. And yeah, really nobody threatening any level of harassment at this point. We were just kind of hanging out, enjoying the palm trees, enjoying the nice, cool water. Look how beautiful this water is. There's a lily pad in there, a bunch of lily pads. Any fish? Nope, I don't think I see any fish in there. So, nope, it is a nice pond, but not the most amazing pond I've ever seen. So, get to work on that, map makers. Get some fish in these ponds next time. I'd really love to see that. Anyway, Overlord scouting in, going to see exactly what's going on, and honestly, at this point, it's Adepts. Surprise! That's what NightEnD is going for, is the Adept unit, also getting the Warp Gate research and a Mothership core. Fairly standard stuff. Nothing to worry about right now if you're Matiz. No, it's not like a Dark Templar Rush or Oracle Harass or anything like that. Overlord's going to see the second base as well. Again, not too much of a surprise, just because there's really not much here, except for a couple gateways and a Cybernetics core. And at this point, if it was a one-base play, you'd have more gateways, you'd have Stargates or something like that. So, Matiz really scouting this out, exactly seeing what he needs to see. Third base looking good. Matiz is up 28-9 to 28 Harvesters on NightEnD. And getting speed research, getting queens, all that great stuff that Zerg players need, saturating this third base at the same time. So, we'll see who the first player to actually get a unit outside their front door is. Overlords don't count, I don't think, because it's kind of safe to do this. It's not really scary, but sometimes sending that first unit out across the map can be pretty darn terrifying. Although, honestly, this is one of the things I like about Zerg. You can send your Lings across the map, and they can run away from everything if it gets a little bit too scary for them. Protoss players, if they send out some Adepts, it's possible they could get surrounded by Lings and then just die, and there's nothing they can do about it, and it's just very sad. So I salute Protoss players and Terran players who get slow units out onto the map in a position where they can just die to the Zerg, because that's not a good feeling at all. And here we go. Ah, never mind. I thought the Psionic Transfer was going to be used to scout out, but nope. NightEnD used Psionic Transfer for the distance of about 20 feet in game space. The Lings trying to get inside. Nope, they take a couple shots and get the heck out of there. And Mothership Core. Are we heading out to harass with a Mothership Core? Indeed we are. So Mothership Core heading on out across the map. Kind of dangerous. Queens can deal with them very easily. They can one-on-one definitely kill a Mothership Core. Here comes the Adepts. They're moving with that Psionic Transfer. Again, quick check on their stats. 10 damage, 23 versus light, a range of 4, weapon speed of 1.61, and they target ground. They have no plasma shields by default, but 1 armor when they come out of that gateway, so that makes them a little bit better. This Ling, actually, we missed. They missed each other on those bridges. It's like bridges in Madison County. I didn't actually see that movie. I don't know what goes on in it, but here comes the Adept Harass. Are we going to kill this Queen? Full surround, almost on this Queen. The Queens try to get out of there. Going to try to snipe down this Mothership Core before they die. They're going to be able to get it too. It's going to be actually very, very close. No, I lied. Mothership Core stays alive. The Lings try to get on top of these Adepts. Nope, the recall. So they killed a single Queen and got out of there. I guess 2 Queens, rather. 2 Queens and a couple Zerglings for that harass. It was okay. Not the best I've ever seen from NightEnD. Matiz is up 47 to 44 Harvesters, has 77 total supply. And NightEnD actually getting the upgraded shields for the Adepts. Where is that? Here it is. So upgraded shield for Adepts does give them additional 50 total shields there. We can actually finish this. We are. The Adepts get surrounded by the Lings. And a bunch of them are going to die here. 1, 2, and we're going to get 3. Yes, possibly even 4 and 5. Wow, 5 Adepts killed just for the cost of Lings. That's a fair trade in anybody's book. Especially if you're Matiz, he's got to be happy about that. This Adept harass is now substantially weaker. We have more Lings ready for them. Spine Crawlers are really good too, but just because Adepts don't do super well against spines, against buildings, they do that 10 damage, but it's not fantastic. Psionic Transfer, NightEnD wants to go for this, man. He wants to make it happen. The Lings, again, not quite sure they want to get us around with just this few number. Getting chased up in here, though. Is it bait or what? I don't know. The Lings aren't quite sure what they want to do. Canceled Psionic Transfer. They're trying to protect this 4th base, I think is what they want to do. And the Mothership Core is back for more, even though she has lost a lot of her health there to that Queen attack earlier. But here we come. Adepts are going to try to deny this space. They're sitting right on top of it. And nope, there are Roaches now. Roaches don't do as well against Adepts as you would expect. Both of them are tanky. They both come with 1 armor by default, but the Roaches don't hit hard enough, and the Adepts don't hit hard enough to really give either of them a super great advantage. For a while there, I was convinced that Roaches were the answer to Adepts, but I've seen straight up fights where Roaches and Adepts are standing head to head, fighting against each other, and nobody really wins. It's just kind of a stalemate. So another surround on these Adepts. The Roaches come in for that extra DPS, and doesn't go quite as many kills as he wanted there. Did Matiz. 3rd base trying to be established as well for the Protoss player. Matiz working on Roaches, working on missile attack, glial reconstitution, that 4th base as well. Disruptors, though, are on the way for NightEnD, and more often than not, Disruptors have tended to be the game deciders in PvZ. They do one-shot Roaches, they one-shot Ravagers, they one-shot Hydras as well, I believe. Do they one-shot Ravagers? I actually forget. But here we come. There's a Warp Prism making the Disruptor that much more mobile. It's kind of like the old days when the, what was it called? The shuttle? Yeah, I think it was a shuttle in Brood War that would send around the Reaver, because Reavers were slow, but they hit really hard. But the mobility would be supplied by the Reaver. And we can run around and drop by the shuttle. The Reaver would run around and get dropped down and shoot and be picked up and run around again. But here we come, the Roaches trying to get a good surround here, going after the workers, trying to get some shots off and photon overcharge. Actually on top of the Nexus. We don't have Chrono Boost? No, this is a little bit of an older replay. This is not on the latest patch. I apologize for any confusion, but this is where Protoss doesn't have Chrono Boost and photon overcharge is still on the Nexus. So a little bit of a difference here. At the same time, we have the auto injects, but the auto injects only give the Zerg player 2 extra larvae instead of 3. So both players are probably on even footing right here. This didn't last very long. Honestly, in the history of the beta, it was the 2nd to latest patch, and it did get changed pretty quickly. So I don't think Blizzard liked what they saw in this patch, but at the same time, it's pretty good. A lot of the same stuff you'll see in this is in existence in the latest patch at the same time. So here we go. NightEnD wants to kill this 4th base. He knows I can't let this 4th base get up and get saturated. Hydra is on their way. A Hive is on the way as well at the same time. There's really nothing to defend this. There's a Queen out here, but she's going to die pretty much instantly, and indeed she does. Warping in more Stalkers, a couple Disruptors. This is a pretty darn scary army for NightEnD. What's the answer going to be? A lot of Roaches with +1 attack. Trying to get on top of everything. Here comes the Disruptor shots. Purification Nova, bam! Kills a bunch of stuff here. Another Purification Nova. Oh, those Roaches die. A big surround here with the Roaches from both left and right side. The right side units are dead. Hydras are good against this composition, but this is just a huge army blinking forward, killing everything. This 4th base is forfeit. Matiz is going to lose this 4th no matter what. Can he wrangle up enough of our army to actually win this game is going to be the question. NightEnD in a commanding position with 3 bases, warping in units using the Warp Prism. These 2 Disruptors are super scary, harassing from the high ground all of these drones. Roaches and Hydras are just, I think they're scared. I think they're scared of the Disruptors, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. Just kind of dancing back and forth. They don't really want to commit. They don't want to go up that ramp. Time Warp again, popping on down. Not really doing much of anything at this point. And here we go, Psionic Transfer going on in. Disruption shots, missing everything, but the Adepts, nope, that's a cancel. That's a fake out. And are we going to dance back here? Roach's Hydra's trying to get on top of these units. The Adepts are taking a lot of the damage. The Stalkers in the back are doing the damage. And that's it. Matiz backs out again. He doesn't like the angle there. He's going to try to make it work, though, because he needs to save this third base. He needs the mining on this third. NightEnD isn't really expanding behind it, but Matiz can't afford to lose this battle, or that's it. Disruption shots again. Whiff. So good play by Matiz. After those first 2 disruption shots, he's played this pretty darn well, but Roach's Hydra's getting on top of everything, trying to get there before the disruptors are able to attack again. Adepts are dying here left and right. The disruptors are trying to get what they can, but the cooldown for Purification Nova is not quite here yet. Again, look at how long it takes to kill these Adepts. They are just so strong, even with Roaches, even with Hydras. Matiz mining when he can, backing off when he can't. Counterattack maybe with Lings would be good here. There's really not much here defending except a single cannon, but here we go again. NightEnD now moving down the ramp himself. Roaches in the front, Hydra's in the back, moving outside of that Time Warp. He doesn't like the Time Warp. He doesn't feel happy about it at all. But NightEnD says, I'll kill your base if you're not going to engage. Disruptor shots miss again. Excellent play by Matiz, timing these attacks when disruptor shots are not available. Lings coming in. Roaches right on top of everything. A bunch of Hydras as well doing what they can. +2 missile attack is now finished. Ultras on the way, as well as 5 Roaches. +3 attack, though, by NightEnD is going to complete here in just a few seconds as well. It's going to be super close. The disruptors are biding their time. There's the Purification Nova. Get on top and kill a couple units. Not that many, though. Here comes the Ultra, smashing through a bunch of these Stalkers. The Stalkers are forced to retreat, and the Ultra does die, though, eventually. One Ultra isn't that great. Look at how long these Adepts are lasting. The Adepts are here. They haven't died at all. They don't even have many kills, but look at them tanking for this Protoss army. The Hydras are forced to retreat again. Just a small group of Stalkers, and NightEnD is floating quite a bit of money right now, but he's actually spending it, and that's it. Matiz calls the GG. NightEnD is victorious, and Matiz has left the game using disruptor shots on these defenseless drones. Oh, NightEnD, why would you do that? But I think the game's pretty much over at this point. This 3-base economy was just too much for Matiz. He had a Dark Shrine as well. Why not? Why not have a Dark Shrine if you're Protoss? But in the end, it was NightEnD who was too much for his Zerg opponent, and that's it. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.